The 2027 Kia Telluride EX front-wheel drive in midnight blue metallic over black, 10 different exterior colors, 5 different interior colors, dropping the V6, adding a hybrid, decreasing 17 horsepower, increasing nearly 50 pound-feet of torque. I'm Anthony from Supercar Throttle. It is increased in length, width, the wheelbase. Ground clearance goes up to 9.1 inches. It's more boxy, it's more rugged, but is this the right one for you? 8 different trims to choose from. The LX, you cannot option a all-wheel drive configuration. The only trims that you could get the 8-seat configuration is going to be on the LX and this EX. All the other trims is optioned at 7 seats. Styling, I think it ticks the box because people want that off-roadsy and that demanding look, and Kia nailed it. With a active grille shutter that would normally be the Tiger Nose grille, LED projector headlights, daytime runnings, the turn signals, the lower gets the front parking sensors with another active grille shutter. Now you can see the Tiger Nose grille outline that goes into the headlamp assembly. Ground clearance is at 7.4 inches and it can max up to 9.1 inches. But because we've dropped the V6, is this something that gives it a negative? Because what's housed underneath the hood with this 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine producing 274 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, achieving 20 mpgs for the city, 26 mpgs for the highway with a combined at 22 mpgs. And that's good for a 0 to 60 around 6.6 to 6.8 seconds, with the top speed between 130 and 135 miles per hour. And you can option the hybrid trim, which gets up to 600-mile range. It's faster by about a second, which I understand this is not that type of vehicle that you're going to be putting it on the track. However, it is the type of vehicle that's going to fit a family of up to 8. And you're going to do that comfortably with the McPherson strut front suspension, a multi-link rear suspension. It's stretched 2.3 inches in length and almost 3 inches in a wheel base. 20-inch wheels we have here. The design is going to be that futuristic styling that Kia is going with. You can get up to a 21-inch wheel and as low as an 18-inch wheel. The front disc is at 11 inches or 345 millimeters. It's ventilated. The rear, 12.8 inches or 325 millimeters. It's also ventilated. Acoustic front windshield with acoustic front door windows. The SX Prestige adds rain sensing windshield wipers as well as the acoustic second row door windows. Power folding outside mirrors start on the X-Line EX trim, and the reverse tilt down power outside mirrors starts on the SX trim. But the problem that comes into play is you drop towing to 5,000 pounds max. It's now only a turbocharged 4-cylinder variant, which can feel a little bit sluggish. You'll see in the drive. That being said, the length is definitely appreciated because it's going to increase in cargo. It's going to increase in space for the first, second, and third row. The rear gets standard LED taillights with the LED light bar, and that rear wiper is tucked underneath the lower roof spoiler. So it's a lot more cleaned up. It gives a little bit more of a round effect in the rear. The lower's getting the satin aluminum with the front and rear parking sensors, a reverse camera, rear cross traffic alert with front pedestrian detection, cyclist junction, rear cross traffic alert, blind spot monitoring, lane keeping assist. Safety is taken care of and it's updated as well with the adaptive cruise control and the lane keeping assist system. But is this the best SUV to option? Let us know in the comments what you think. Click the like and the subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to start this review off with a turn radius because it's longer, it's wider, there's a big tractor trailer truck. We get about 2 lanes. Let's rock and roll. Now it does feel a little bit, not as much power as the V6, and it's a little cherry on top. It's literally getting the same MPGs as the V6 that we lost. We are losing horsepower. We're gaining quite a bit of torque though, so you do feel that when you're pushing the pedal, but it doesn't translate into you feeling like you're going that much faster. You also decrease in towing capacity and payload is going to be a little bit less. The drive though is very smooth. But even on the 25 variant and under was pretty smooth as well. Sound deadening's a little bit better. This is a full box on wheels. It does feel wider in the interior also, as well as the drive. Now you're not going to be driving it all the time in sport mode, so we're going to change the modes to eco to see the difference. We're going to slow it down just a touch so that way you can see the turbo lag. Obviously there's going to be a difference because this is a turbo opposed to a naturally aspirated V6. In eco, it takes a few seconds. Really, you're going to be hovering around that 2.5 to 3 RPMs. When you're in normal drive and sport, I think it's the most clean. The steering has become a lot more light, but it's still numb to the road. With these upgraded 20-inch wheels, you don't feel that much of the imperfections. Obviously, you will feel potholes. There's no way around it. And to answer the question, is this better than the competition and the best SUV to go to? I'm not a huge fan of Turbo 4s, everybody already knows that on the channel, but I will say that it is pretty refined. It's not as cleaned up as the V6, but if you are alright with feeling some of that turbo lag coming into play, then you tick the box to this. At a $45,000 price, it's a great value overall because you're getting a lot of options in the interior, comfortable ride, the seats are comfortable too, heated ventilated seats on the EX trim, you can increase clearance up to 9.1 inches. But then on the con, there's not a lot of color configurations on the exterior or on the interior. But the comfort and the sound deadening really is ticking the box for me. I mean, looking at an everyday driving vehicle at these prices, it does get a little bit more complicated because everything usually goes into the $50,000 price point to get the desirable features that you're getting here. Comparing this to the brother of the Palisade, I think they did a little bit better job with the interior specs only because it fits into the dashboard, this screen configuration, whereas this one, they're really doing more of that off-roadsy appearance, plus you're getting a little bit of a savings going this route. So it's kind of a toss-up for me if I would pick this one up or I would continue to shop because everything is really good with this vehicle. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out this next video right here.